hell of a fireman here. He was a hell of a fireman there, you know. So I turned over to Elvin.
Good evening, brothers and sisters. Good evening. How y'all today?
Good.
The story that you're hearing is not a story by itself. It's a unique situation all over this nation. These guys, for Engine 21 to have existed as long as it did, in the city of Memphis, until 1955, there were no black firefighters at all in the city of Memphis. In 1955, they hired 12 black men to join the Memphis Fire Department. The only reason that that happened is because pressure was brought to bear. You're taking federal dollars, you're taking federal money, and you're breaking federal laws. They sought out 12 individuals to join the fire department. Every last one of those gentlemen had at least 1 year of college, which is, you all probably know, unheard of. You know, they were bringing in guys from the farm, they were bringing them in from wherever, brothers and their nephews and their sons, and bringing them onto the fire department with no education, really. So these guys came on the fire department in 1955, and they were all stationed at one station, 6 on one shift, 6 on the other shift, at the 8th fire station there in Mississippi and Crump, which was the hottest company in town. They fought more fires than anybody in town. They didn't know what it was to ride with dry hose. Day and night they fought fires. And the thing of it is, they were never detailed out to other stations. If they were short, somebody didn't come to work on vacation, those guys were never detailed to another station. They didn't know anything about riding other than the 8th pumper. They didn't know anything about being on a squad or on a truck company or a salvage company. They didn't know none of that. All they knew was working on that engine. And when it came a time when they had to detail these guys out to another station, whatever station they were detailed to, and whatever bed they slept in, that was known henceforth as the black bed. No one else would sleep in that bed. But these guys were, I mean, they were guys, I stood on their shoulders. I stand on their shoulders, those 12 guys, and I had the privilege of knowing every last one of them, working with them all. I learned so much from them. In fact, when I came on the fire department in 72, I was hired October the 3rd, 1972. Served 33 years and 3 months. I've now been retired, coming up on January, it'll be 17 years. This guy, one of the guys, Chief Stotts, Carl Stotts, they filed a lawsuit against the city for hiring and promotional practices. I came on the job as a result of that. Across the city of Memphis and in other places, when you talk about consent decrees, they weren't going to hire you because they kept this for themselves. Because if you were a firefighter, you had clout in your communities, you know, in your neighborhoods, you know, you were looked up to because of what you did, respected because of what you did. These guys worked in this one station all the time, and it was said one time, I don't know how true it was, but they said they had a fire downtown that was raging out of control for hours on end, and they couldn't put it out. And the chief of the department said, "Get them niggers down here." This was a term that was used. Get them niggers down here. The alarm went out, Ace rolled out of the fire station, coming down the streets, lights flashing, sirens blaring. They said when they came down the street, they ran right up in the building. Chief said, "Did you see that?" Ran right up in the building. Fire went out. They came out of the building smoking all over. She said, "Man," she said, "Man, I've never seen such bravery in all my life."
I know that's right.
He said, "How'd you guys do that?" He said, "Man, we never seen nothing like that." He said, "We're going to give you guys a $500 reward. Each one of you guys is going to get $500. And we're going to give you a dinner too." He said, "Well, first of all, what are you going to do with that $500? First thing we're going to do is get the brakes on that pumper for you." But history will record that, as it was recorded, will tell you that these were the greatest guys in the city when it came down to firefighting. All of them rose up the ranks, through the ranks. One became the deputy director of the fire department, Robert Crawford. But it was amazing to me that when Bob got appointed as the deputy director of the fire department, who got mad? We got mad. A lot of us got mad because he was appointed as the deputy. This guy was one of the first to start this thing off. We're standing on his shoulders. Why y'all mad with him? Well, you ought to do more for the blacks. Well, hold up now. When you're the first at doing anything, who's watching you? Everybody's watching you.
Yeah.
He just can't go out and get Dekalb and bring him in because he's black. If you qualified, come on, I got you. You got to know your job. That's what's wrong with us now. We want people to stand in and bring us in and do stuff for us, and we're not qualified to do it. Right. When you talk about history across this nation, I was talking to someone this morning about the incident in Tulsa. The incident in Tulsa when Black Wall Street was burned. The Gap Band, during that time, wrote a song. And all of us danced to this song. We enjoyed the song, but we didn't know the true meaning of the song. When you dropped the bomb on me. We all danced to that song. We all had a ball doing that song. But what it meant was they dropped incendiary bombs on Black Wall Street.
It did.
It was not unique in that area because they have done that all over this nation. Rosewood, the movie, Rosewood. The people were was faring well, maintaining their business, doing what they do. But they got jealous.
Yeah.
Accused them of doing something to this white woman right here in Chicago. I'm so proud that the movie came out. Down in Money, Mississippi. Not far from where I came from. Emmett Till visited his family member and was accused of saying something or whistling at a white woman.
Right.
Later on, she recanted, said, I lied about it. He didn't really do that. They should have locked her up.
That's right.
I don't care about you being old. You lied. You cost him his life. But yet, you think you should, same thing happened in Jackson, Mississippi, when they shot and killed Medgar Evers. If we don't take care of our own people, this man has put his heart, soul, money, everything into this venture. I heard him say a little while ago, I'm not doing it no more, I'm done with it. You can't, if your heart is in it, you can say what you want to say with your mouth. But if your heart is in it, you can't stop. I thank you, man.
Yeah.
When I was promoted to lieutenant, they sent me to a fire station. And this is what got me when I told you about this. When I was promoted to lieutenant, they sent me to a company out east. Weren't no black firefighters out east. The rumor was blacks couldn't work at 21s. That's where they sent me. They sent me to engine company 21s out east. I was the only black in the whole battalion. And when I got there, I went there because of the rumor. Because of the rumor, I went there with, baby, I do something. Because of the rumor, blacks couldn't work at 21s. But lo and behold, when I walked into the station that morning, there was a captain. When I walked in, I looked at this captain. I said, good morning, Captain Tudor. Good morning, Lieutenant Rich. He said, gentlemen, I want you all to meet Lieutenant Rich, newly promoted. He said, he'll be riding in charge when I'm not here. So if any of you are going to have a problem with that, I want you to fill out those transfer forms. He said, I can't get you where you want to go, but we can get you away from here. Later on that day, as we sat on the bench, I said, Carl, I said, man, I didn't know you was assigned out here. He said, well, today my first day too. I said, what? He said, today is my first day too. And then he asked me a question. He said, do you know why you're here? I said, well, I got a good idea. I said, but why am I here? He said, if you see anything that you don't like, we're gonna fix it. You see, there were pockets, so they had little pockets where they were just Klansmen. I mean, they were, you know, y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You know, they were just